Hi, everyone. Today's mini lesson isn't necessarily things that we're going to be learning, but it's actually applying the learning that we've been experiencing over the past couple of days and in connection to the learning we've done over the past couple of weeks. So, thinking about all of the things that we've done in regards to reading images, thinking about those big ideas that we're taking from our critical media literacy unit and thinking about what we had yesterday and understanding what a détournement was, it's now our turn to kind of apply those ideas in a new construction. So, your mission today is to continue to move forward in your work and your thinking with your partners or your groups of three around your détournement work. Our mini lesson is really going over the détournement workshop schedule for today. I envision that this workshop schedule is going to be started in the morning, but then it will continue on throughout the afternoon. So I want to start with the first step. The first step is to choose one of your ideas from part two in order to move forward in your draft. So, yesterday, if you were working with your support guide, you completed three, what I like to call just kind of sketches or prototypes, thinking around some of those big ideas that you might be pulling from um, our critical media literacy unit. They're either located on the slideshows that you would have worked with our ISU students, or you would have written it on the big chart paper located on the sideboard of our classroom. Um, One of those concepts that you outlined in part two yesterday will be how you start workshop today. And what I'd like for you to do as a partner or as a group, as I would like for you to think through these concepts or these questions that are connected here on the what to do side. So you're not really creating anything, but you're using the concepts that you have to answer these questions. I need you to be able to identify the big idea connected to our media studies that you want to convey or show. So if it's about fake news, or if it's about spin, or if it's about censorship, what about those things? What big ideas do you want your détournement to really talk about and really spark question and or push back on or create discussion or awareness on something? I want you to not necessarily just label one thing, but really dig into what that concept really is. That leans into the next bullet point. Why did you choose this big idea? Think about the class connections. Think about what you experienced in class that allow you to choose this idea out of all the ideas that we would have maybe brainstormed. What art did you choose to hijack and why? And then what do you need in order to construct your détournement? Do you need a Photoshop app, or do you need printed off images? Think about things that you're going to need in order to construct this draft. The second step here is to begin working with your concept. So now that you've chosen that particular sketch or that prototype, I would also, and answered your questions, you've identified some of those big driving questions, begin actually putting your concept together. Maybe you're making time to play with apps and images and photoshopping tools, things that could stretch this work and take some risks and push this work forward. Maybe you're looking at examples so that you can see how you want to construct yours, because there's tons of examples out there, more so than the ones I shared yesterday. You might want to create multiple concepts with the image that you're hijacking. Step two is really begin working with like in Play-Doh, it's working with the dough itself, just kind of see what kind of concepts that we can create. Once you have something that you've constructed that you're thinking about in the moment, and we can start to see the détournement kind of take shape, I want you to go on to step three. I want you to seek feedback from peers and teachers about your concepts. I've included the tag strategy. You might remember this from Unit 2 when we use this with our photos. I just want you to get some feedback. Are the messages that you want to convey in your détournement the same as when other readers read that image? It's kind of a good way to kind of test your prototype, so to speak, to make sure that it's really inviting the questions and the commentary that you want to make in connection to our media unit. Moving forward, which I kind of see more of feedback, so step 3, step 4, step 5 possibly be in our afternoon section. Making revisions and additions to your draft. Hopefully, you've had a chance to sit and listen to some peers about your thinking and about your revisions, and really thinking about what that means to your work and how you can restructure things. And then step 5 is the actual construction of this draft, and see what it looks like when it's all put together. I will tell you that while canvases and other supplies will be supplied, you will need teacher approval in order to access those materials. So I want to make sure that the one canvas that I give you and your team is going to be used, and it's going to be a good product that gets put on that canvas, because that costs money. So what I wanted to do today in today's morning mini lesson is just kind of give you an outlook of what our day is going to look like today, how to kind of function throughout this Détournement workshop schedule for today, and to also encourage you to think about these different questions as these questions relate to these different steps. If you have questions or ideas that you want to talk about that are not indicated on this schedule today, please feel free to ask anytime.